Time rifts are a new feature launching as part of WoW Dragonflight patch 10.15, where you can travel back in time to 7 alternate timelines and fight bosses and get rewards. Imagine a timeline where King Mechagon succeeded in his master plan to wipe out all life, or a timeline where the Alliance and Horde just never stop fighting. Well, that's what time rifts are, and the best thing is there are 7 new mounts and 7 full sets of cosmetics based on these different timelines. So let's go over everything you need to know about time rifts in 10.15. First up, when and where. Time rifts are located in Tierhold Reservoir in Thaldraszus. You'll see a horn icon on your map when it's time for them to start, and it's the same as what you see for the Great Hunt, so it's not as noticeable as, say, the big zone events like the assaults, but it's always in the same place. They start every hour, on the hour, and they change up regularly between the 7 different timelines. So you aren't just doing the same thing on repeat. But what do? What is a time rift? They're actually a lot more fun than I expected. It starts out with Phase 1. Phase 1 is a big zone-wide challenge in Thaldraszus, from solving puzzles. You've seen these before, you know, the untangling the wires, the match 3, find the odd one out, things like that. Little, it's called Solve the Paradox, Resolve the Paradox. And then you go out into Thaldraszus and do the big challenge, where there's 10 minutes to take on as many enemies as possible. And it just revolves around different challenges, similar to how the Great Hunt used to work, where you go and fight certain monsters, and then it revolves around different phases. It's like that. It's 10 minutes, and it's fight as many enemies as possible in a certain area, take out the elites in an area, take out the mini-boss in the area, and it does that for 10 minutes. And the more you do, the better your reward. You're rewarded for doing this as fast as possible. The more you take out, the more temporal essence you get. And getting 10,000 of this in the timer gets you a green chest, 20,000 a blue chest, and 30k gets you the purple chest and an achievement. These chests give you the main currency of the event, the paracausal flakes, and reputation for the new group, the Suridomi. You earn between 20 and 80 flakes and between 15 and 60 rep for these chests, depending on what you get. I tested this out a few times on the PTR, and it's definitely much easier to get a higher reward when there's more people. But you know that you can get these flakes from just fighting the monsters. They're rewarded from there. Then there's a big boss at the end, and you get them from that. So don't feel like you have to get the big chest. But I imagine once loads of people jump into this, it'll be done quite easily. Then, once you've done this 10-minute timer, you've got your chest, you move on to Phase 2. This is where the fun begins. Now you enter the Time Rift. There are 7 different timelines as the time of testing this, and they are all completely different. Think a Scourge Invasion one, a Mechagon one, a Alliance v Horde one. They're really, really fun. Everyone I've done's felt really different, and they're good fun. I think everyone's going to enjoy these, especially if you've played the old expansions and you know the lore. You're probably going to have more of a appreciation for this. But even if not, they're still fun. They're still pretty exciting to do, and they're different. That's the main thing. If you go there 1 hour and then go there the next, they're different. So yeah, in here you basically fight a big boss. They're pretty fun. It needs a couple of people to take them down unless you're super geared. For beating this, you get a bunch more of these paracausal flakes. But that's the time rifts. That's the whole event. But let's talk about the rewards. That's what we're really here for, right? You get plenty of rewards from this, much more than I expected. So I've already talked about the rep and the currency, the flakes, but then there's also a weekly quest here called When Time Needs Mending, which is you get a reward for the first time you complete the rift each week. This gives you gold, it gives you over 2,000 reputation, 1,000 flakes, and a Drake's Shadowflame crest for upgrading gear. You also get 2 other things from here. An encapsulated destiny, which can be used to guarantee a reward the next time you do a rift, which is huge and an incentive to go back into a rift in the next hour. And a diluted time capsule, which can be traded in at a gear vendor for a reward. And the vendors are all in a circle, really convenient at these events. The gear you get, aside from the crest, is all eye level 402, which is a great source of gear for alts. So you get a targeted 402 piece every week with relatively little effort, as this is guaranteed each week. And then there's a bunch of other vendors here based on the timeline. So they're all like representatives for the timeline that you've been in. So there's a version of the time zone where Mechagon took over the world, and there's a vendor here with Mechagon themed weapons and armor and stuff. So you get some really cool cosmetics here. Each of these vendors also has a mount. So there's 7 new mounts from the 7 new timelines. I could easily see people farming this on repeat for a long time. These are some of the best cosmetic rewards we've seen added, along with mounts that genuinely, they're really good. Some of these are on par with, raid drops. They're really, really cool looking mounts. I know people are going to say, but Dragon, they're not Dragon mounts. They're not, but they're really cool old world mounts, and I think they look great. Some of these are really cool. I think one of the best things Blizzard's added for a long time in terms of replayableness and rewards. You get to go back and see all the cool lore-rich timelines, farm cosmetics, lots of mounts, which is really fun. My only wish was there was more time in the time rift. They've made these cool zones, maybe more of a story in there, but hey, it is what it is. We can go here every hour, so I'm sure we'll get sick of it eventually. But yeah, these are great. That's it. Everything you need to know about time rifts in 10.1.5. Don't want to drag this out too long. If you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. I want to use this channel purely for WoW tips and guides. I do have a main channel that's quite established already, but I want to post a lot of WoW guides, so I thought I'd do it over here. So if you like this format and you want to join at the start, this is the second video, then subscribe for more. But that's it. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.